Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. Move in a positive attitude. Now, what do I mean when I say move in a positive attitude? Look, I don't care what's going on in your life, no matter how bad things are, no matter what the circumstances are outside of you, you got to move forward in a positive manner. Because you know what? Going through life, the one thing that the Creator has given us is choice. We have a choice in everything. We have a choice in how we want to respond to something, whether we want to respond to it in a positive manner, a negative manner. We have a choice whether or not we want to take action or remain passive. We always have a choice. Even in how every single moment we have a choice. Every single moment. Now, often those choices can be made subconsciously, but just as often those choices can be made consciously. And the thing is, people got to choose to move forward, move through life with a positive attitude. Because I don't care. Okay, let's use for an example, everything going bad for you. Everything is going bad. You lost your job. You lost your mate. You about to be kicked out of your place. This is just isn't good. Okay, all those things happen. What are you going to do moving forward? Now, as bad as things can get, you got to think, okay, yeah, these things are bad, but they can get better. I can move forward positively. The sun always rises. You know this, I'm going to tell you something now. Let's use a bigger metaphor, the metaphor of the sun. I don't care what happens in the environment. I don't care what goes on in your life, good or bad, or especially bad. The sun always comes up at every single day. That sun always comes up. The sun will always rise, and it brings warmth. It brings light. It brings all of this. Use the same example of the sun in your life. No matter what, you got to stay positive. And let's be real. That's not easy. I'm saying it, but it ain't just be positive. I was like, well, you know what? You still have a choice in everything. You still have a choice. You got to choose to move in a positive manner. Because I'm going to tell you what'll happen. Okay, say you in that situation, everything going well. And then you just go forward and you moving forward in a negative way. You just like, woe is me. Your head is down. You don't have any vitality. What do you think things are going to change up all of a sudden? Because you choosing to respond in a negative manner. Things ain't going to change up that way. All you doing is going with the flow. If everything going bad and you stick with that and you have an attitude because of it, it's going to stay that way because you're going with that flow. But say in the same situation, everything going bad for you, but you say, you know what? I don't care what happened. I'm going to move forward positive. I'm going to have a positive attitude. I'm going to tell you something now. You know what? Some people might call it magic, good prayer, whatever. But it's just a rule of life. You start moving forward positively. You keep your head up. You keep a positive attitude. All of a sudden, you will start seeing ways out of that situation. You will start seeing it. In fact, you will start seeing how parts of the negative situation actually leads to the positive outcome. Okay, because I mentioned, all right, you lose your job. Okay. You got freedom to maybe go get another job. And you might have got out of something. You might have got out of something bad. So, you lose that job. You go out there and go look for a better job. And I've seen people do that. They get laid off one job. They get the next one and they're like, this is the dream job. I've had people tell me that personally. Or you lose your mate. You lose the mate. It might have been the love of your life. And yeah, that's tough. But if you positive and say, okay, I'm going to learn what I can from this situation. And then the next one will be better. If you have a positive attitude, not thinking negative, like, oh, no one wants me, anything like that, your next mate will be better because you would have learned the lessons from the last situation. Because if you lost your mate for anything less than they just passed away, then there was something that they needed to go anyway. Think about that. I pause for a second. I just want y'all to think on that. You can get somebody better. Even in some extreme, you have a lot of people losing their homes and everything. I'm going to tell you what. A lot of people have done that. A lot of people, and then they end up in a better place because they stayed positive. They worked for it. Because when you have a positive attitude, it opens up your perception of life. You start seeing things. You might have lost that job, but then, you might be just in a positive mood and everything. You might just walk into maybe some store or something, and you beaming so positive. Somebody may say, you know what? You talk with them, they might be like, hey, you know what? I got a job. I got something. I like your attitude. Or it could be something else. You just walking along, you thinking, you whistling, you positive. Say, oh, wait, there's a for help wanted sign there, and there. Or the relationship thing. You like, wait a minute, you go out, you start meeting different people. The home, and that leads to the home, and that could be anything. I don't care what it is. I don't care. Even if it's I don't care what it is. It don't matter. We can use 1,000 examples in this. 1,000 examples. You got to see the positive thing in it. And you know what? Even in the death of a relative. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Seriously. Because yes, they gone on. No, they're not in your life anymore. Yeah, it's sad. You're going to miss them. But if you have any spiritual beliefs, they're in a better place. Because they could have been suffering. And even then, regardless of it, you still have to move on in life. And you could be positively thinking, you know what, I'm going to honor their life by doing what they helped me to do. So that's everything. I don't care what it is. You got to move forward. You got control. It's your choice. So what are you going to do? You just going to sit back and, feel all bad, mope around? Or you going to move forward positively? Now, like I said, it's tough. It's not easy. But if, say all these things happen, yes, you feeling bad, but if you just a little bit, if you just open that door a little bit, just try to find, let me find something good. It might be one little tiny thing, but the next day it'd be another tiny thing. And then the next day after that, a third tiny thing, but those tiny things keep getting bigger. That attitude becomes better and better. All of a sudden, you got a few weeks, maybe a few months. All of a sudden, everything's totally different. But you got to move. The whole thing is you just got to move. Even when negative things, I'm going to tell you what, when something negative happens to me, you know what? I might sit there for a minute. I don't know, sometimes even a few hours and maybe a day. Go to sleep, wake right up. I say, I'm jumping into something. Let me solve this. Let me say, the sun rose, so I'm going to rise. So always move in a positive attitude. Or I should call it, move with a positive attitude. But just move. Get that positive attitude. All right? Move in a positive attitude. Tomato, with or and. Anyway, I want y'all to keep rising and transforming. Peace.